Hi, everybody. It's Luria with Block to Brilliant. I'm a really nice person. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I like to just love on people. But the mama lion in me has come out, and I am like full on Sarabi from Lion King. I am just, I've had it with people who um, have some sort of excuse for not supporting someone with ADHD. So here's what I want to say. Your child has neurological differences. Your student with ADHD has neurological differences. They also have neurological strengths. But as long as you highlight the differences, their strengths have no room to grow. So, it's really important to surround yourselves with positive, optimistic people. The difference is like night and day. It's the difference between feeling like I can't do anything right and I'm invincible. It's very important to surround yourselves with positive people. Teachers, it's very important that you be those positive people. Same with school counselors, same with school psychologists. School psychologists, I want to just say a sentence or two to you. If a parent wants an IEP, and if the child qualifies based on your testing or the testing of someone else, why would you tell them they don't need an IEP? This happened recently to a client of mine. And I am really tired of it. If it's clear in the testing, you must give them an IEP. If the parent wants it, you've got to give it to them. And it's not your job to convince the parent that they shouldn't have one because the child will be labeled or whatever. I'm tired of schools trying to convince parents not to move forward with accommodations because it's too much work for the school. And I know that's true because I've worked in schools for 30 years. Believe me, I know what goes on, and it is mind-boggling. Now, I know this isn't every school because I've worked with some fabulous schools. But to sit and talk about the downfalls of having an IEP when the benefits for someone who qualifies could change a kid's life, could change their heart, I just can't even fathom why you would dissuade someone from doing that. School counselors, you have such an opportunity to inspire, motivate, support, honor your students. Please do this. It's not enough to care. It's not enough to smile. You need to be in their lives. They have plenty of people telling them, and I'm talking about ADHD children and teens, there are plenty of people telling them there's something wrong with them. The whole news, the whole world is filled with bad news about ADHD. Please do not add to it. These are people who have the potential to be world leaders, creative geniuses, thinkers beyond imagination. Please support that. Please support that. Teachers, in your classroom, you have people that don't fit And the thing is, they're often right about the stuff they're complaining about. They're often right about the stuff that doesn't make sense. They're often right about an assignment being unnecessary. They're often right. To deny that is to deny their perceptions, to deny their discernment, to deny their intelligence. And frankly, you're really no match for an ADHD kid that decides to fight back. It is so important that you understand how beaten emotionally ADHD kids are. The whole world is against ADHD, save for some of us that are fighting our butts off to change that. Dr. Edward Hallowell, who wrote Driven to Distinction, says that ADHD kids have, I believe, a Mercedes, I believe that's his car, or that's the car he uses, a Mercedes brain with bicycle brakes. You have freaking geniuses, brilliant minds in your classrooms, but they are blocked. The best thing you could do for those kids is to work to unblock them, to give them emotional support. That is what an ADHD kid needs most from you, is the emotional support and acceptance and patience. Parents, despite all the naysayers, you are not victims. It is time for parents to stand up and to fight for their kids. This is your child's future at stake. I had a student, and the teacher was horrible, mean, and he was mean to me. I mean, I was shocked, and I wanted him pulled out of the class. And as I was talking with the parent and the school counselor about this, the school counselor said to me, "It's part of being an adult to learn how to deal with unpleasant people." And I was like, wow, that is not how I want to live my adult life. For me, being an adult means I don't have to be around mean, unpleasant, critical people. I have a choice. Now, you can make the choice to be around those people for other benefits, but you don't have to be. It's very important, parents, that you learn what your rights are. And I want to refer you to a website, rightslaw.com, WRIGHTSLAW.com. It is time, parents, that you do what needs to be done for your child, not just in school, but at home. You need to provide structure for your child. Sensitive kids need structure. It's super important. You don't have to be mean, but you do need to be firm. If you are not consistent, you are not blowing their minds, but blowing up their minds. I mean, it is impossible to know, to understand how the world works if parents are being inconsistent and changing the rules and coming up with new rules and taking away some consequences because they don't feel like it and they're too tired, or adding some in because you just pissed me off and I was in a bad mood and so I'm going to come up with something new. You need to be consistent. Kids need to know where they stand and what's going to happen. to say it's not my style to create structure, I gotta say, is your style working? I mean, if you want to see different behavior, different growth and improvement and inspiration in your child, you can't do the same thing. You have to do something different. There are people like me who are dying to help you. I would love to help you. You have no idea what it means to me to work with a parent that wants to do things differently. My parents didn't have those resources. And so I had to do all of this on my own. If I can save a family, if I can save an individual, the grief and the doubt that I had to go through to get to this place of being happy with myself at age 58, I would love to save you some time. There is nothing wrong with your child. Your child is beautiful, wonderful, talented, wise, and sometimes willful, and sometimes lost. And that's normal for an ADHD child. And it doesn't mean anything negative at all. Your child is a forerunner to the changes that are going to be happening in the world. And they need to know that they have the strength, the capability, the capacity, the intelligence, the gentleness to make those changes happen. Please forward this to people who need to hear it or would want to hear it. It is time that we stop thinking of ourselves as victims and that we all take a stand for ADHD. It's time for kids to stop thinking of themselves as broken and think of themselves as game changers and pioneers and brilliant thinkers. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, you can email me at blocktobrilliant@yahoo.com. Thanks, everybody.